Alright guys, another video for today. I was just keeping the consistency going, keeping everything going. Today would be another psych video. A psych video, I guess you could also say, it could be another video of as to, where I think I'm at, what are my thoughts and everything, like just my overall process. I've been tracking, recording videos, me back testing, journaling, which is super important. Even journaling, like where am I, like where I'm at, like my knowledge on certain stuff, like do I feel good? Certain things that I built up, discretion. There's throughout taking notes on like things that are good, but also taking notes on things that I can improve on and stop doing. Catching the bad habits before they form, if you could say. But nonetheless, I think progress is definitely there. I think the ball is definitely moving, and the more I continue, the more I actually stay consistent and develop good, more so have a structure and developing good habits to align with that structure, I think there's no reason as to why I don't see great results by either halfway this year or the end of this year, right? I mean, I've taken multiple steps. I've developed habits for the process of being a trader, to learn how to trade, right? So for now, after that month of back testing, I'm definitely going to go back down to studying. With that, I also want to go over, again, the trades that I took that I lost, and to kind of see as to why I lost. It could be trades that, were good setups, but I just lost because, PA was just trash, or something like that. But I'm definitely just excited to know where I would be at the end of this year. The habits that I have for myself is to, one, is just having good habits, both personal and as someone who is wanting to be a day trader who will be profitable. My personal habits are something that kind of delve into that. Waking up, having an early start to my mornings, so that way I can have, time to watch educational videos that would help me solidify concepts and solidify what I'm doing. Having an early start so I can get myself going. I can wake myself early. I do believe that, if you want something, you're going to have to sacrifice some stuff, which is why I wake up earlier than I really need to. But I know I have to, right? I got to take time out of my day, to focus on certain stuff, so that way that focus becomes everything that I do, right? I do work, I do have a 9-to-5 job that thankfully, I do get income from, right? On top of that, when I get off, I go to the gym. After the gym, I go straight to studying, right? So I'll wake up super early to focus on what I need to focus on. And then after work, I implement good habits like, working out and studying, and taking time where I could be sleeping in, or I could be hanging out, or I could be doing various other things that could be a lot more enjoyable. But I know that there is no greater time to at least focus on something that could give me a lot more in the end if I start now. And I think that's super important when it comes to my psychology, when it comes to my mental side and aspect to that, because I know the get quick rich stuff, that's not a good mental to have with this. And I think breaking it down into smaller steps, I think realizing that over the long term of me just doing things every day, step by step, that long run aspect is super detrimental to my progress, to the end result. Because, like I'm not setting like a super monetary goal. I'm not, by the end of February, I just wake up, do what you need to do each and every single day, stick to the structures and the foundations that you have to then become a successful trader. And if you are doing that every single day, then there's no reason the end result will come. Granted, we're human. I know there's other people on this journey. We're human. So some days I may not wake up, at the time I want to. That's fine. But what I'm going to do, what actions do I take after that? Do I continue to slack the day off, or do I bounce back, right? Do I read the pages of my book that I didn't do this morning later in the day? Do I work out later in the day? Do I study later in the day, right? It's the intentions of everything that you do that also counts. Because yes, I can mess up here, I can mess up there, but there's still more to my day. There's still more after that. What do I do with that? So to anybody else who's also going on this journey, just know that you're gonna make mistakes, but those mistakes, whether it's on the charts outside, you can always learn from that, and you can always find something to fix with that, so that way it can become better than it was before. But someone else who's on this journey, know that if you really want it like you say you do, make sure your actions align with that, and make sure your actions and your steps are something that's achievable, but more importantly, attainable, right? Something you can maintain day by day. Because I promise, if you put something that's so outrageous, if you set stuff for yourself that's just over the top, sure, that motivation on the outset might get you going for that week, but I guarantee you after that week is over, you're going to start slacking. Those stuff that you set off to do, you're not going to hit. To me, I know I will be a trader. I know, not just I know I'll be a trader, I know I will learn this skill, and this skill will then forth bring the income, bring that lifestyle, bring, just the time back that I can do to do other things. But more importantly, it's the skill that I want to learn, and the stuff that I have set out before that will help me get to it, right? The habits, the structure, the discipline on the charts, the rules that I follow, even on my personal side, reading, working out, eating healthy, making my bed, brushing my teeth, every single thing has to be done with an intent, right? I need to read because reading is good. There's a lot of information I can gain off of this. I need to work out because working out is good for me, right? It's a good time of my day to clear my head, or if I have any emotions, I can work it out there and think through it all. Making my bed, waking up early is good for me because I can just start off right. I can get up early, can get all the things I need to do done. I could study, get more study material in. So, like I said, this video is a psych video, but it's also a video to me because when I look back on it, it shows how determined I was to this. Because, and it doesn't have to be training, it could be anything else that you guys are doing, because things will be hard, right? There's gonna be a journey with everything that you do. There's gonna be some days where you just feel like, dude, what am I doing? Or you look at peers or other people and dude, they got it. What are they doing that I don't? But you gotta take that and leave it where it's at. You can't go more with that. You can't start going down a rabbit hole with that. You just be like, that's where I want to be, and I will be there, and I will be in that position. But what do I have to do now? What are the steps that I have to do? And then you work on it, or you set something up to where you're doing stuff every single day. But I will be someone who learns this skill, and I will post you know, those certificates of me passing and videos of me uploading videos of me making profits. I hope to make, and I will make, a video of like a change. That change being like I did it. Like I crossed that bridge. I hit it. Like I'm here. And just breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough after that. But I'm here to show my journey. The losses I take in back tests, which I take completely like as if it was live. Soon to be, you know, uploading trades that I've taken live. Soon to be doing this. But my journey is here, and I'm excited to keep showing it. But yeah, to anybody who ends up watching this video, who ends up even finishing, you know, 11-minute video, like, just keep going. I think that's super important. Just keep going.